Hi everyone, you reached Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. For all of you out there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. Hit the like button, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. And share my video with your friends and family so that they can come to my channel and get to know me also. I'm here today with a quick video on the the latest Monique, the comedian debacle. So Monique, as we all know, about over a decade ago, she was in this long feud with Oprah, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels. And it all stemmed from something that happened with the movie Precious that she was in, and her doing promotion for that movie and feeling like she wasn't getting paid enough. And then after she didn't do promotion, she's saying that people blackballed her, but they blackballed her as a result of Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey. And she went on this over a decade long feud, talking about all of them need to apologize to her. And she just complained, and has become known in the industry as being a little bit problematic. Now, we're not going to resurface our feelings about how we felt about that whole situation. But luckily for her, 50 Cent, finally, he stepped in and he said, listen, and I'm paraphrasing, guys, you know what? Forget about this cancel culture. Monique is a good actress. She's a good comedian. I want to bring her back on the map. And as a result of that, Monique did a show, and Lee Daniels actually came on the stage and apologized to her. Now, she hasn't gotten this apology that she wants from Oprah, so to speak, and Tyler Perry, but at least she got 1/3 of the apology from the trio. She got it from Lee Daniels. She's starting to work more, do her comedy, but she still seems to be a little problematic, okay? And why do we say that? Most recently, she was doing a show with DL Hugley. She gets into this cat fight, very unprofessional, gets on stage and pretty much is complaining to the people how she was supposed to be the headliner, and she's not she's not the headliner. She was supposed to come on last, and there's this big thing between her and DL Hugley on who was supposed to be the headliner versus who was not, and why she was going to come on stage at this time period and him on that time period. It was just a whole hot unprofessional mess. So she took this thing a step further, like going back and forth on social media. You post your contract, I post mine, and so forth and so on. So what do I have to say about the whole situation? We're going to have to give the tag where it belongs, put it on Monique's back. She is the problem. She's problematic. Here's the thing. You just got back into doing your working on a level that you probably wanted to do, right? Because for whatever reason, whether we call it blackballed or not, for over a decade, you was kind of under the scenes. So every time we see you, you was on social media complaining about how the black women are not being treated correctly, how black female comedians are done dirty in the industry, and you just went on and said that you doing this fight for everybody. This is not just about you. This is for every brown and black girl out there that feels that, they're being discriminated against for whatever particular reason. But Monique, we're not siding with you in this particular situation. Well, at least I'm not. And y'all can chat with me in the comments and let me know. Are you team Monique? Are you team DL Hugley? Are you team just knock it off? So here's my take on this situation. One, does it really matter? I get it. I go to comedy shows, right? And a lot of times when I go to the comedy shows, the people that come on before the headliner is actually funnier than the headliner. And then sometimes, I'm going to say a lot of times, yes, the headliner is funnier than everybody else that came before them. But the thing is with a lot of these situations is if you're in the building and you're on the lineup, so to speak, be happy about that. Why? Because let your performance speak for itself. Let the people leave the event saying, you know what? Monique wasn't the headliner, but she should have been because she was the funniest. Let the people, the audience, make that decision. But don't sit around crying about where you are in the lineup. Be happy, one, you were there. Two, you got paid. And does it matter where you are in the lineup in terms of your payment? Wasn't your payment agreed upon ahead of time? So if it were me, even if they said to me, you supposed to be the headliner, but now, I find out that I'm not. If I'm getting headliner pay, I don't care what order you put me in on that stage. If our contract says that I'm going to get paid XYZ dollars, and you're not telling me at the 11th hour because I'm no longer considered the headliner, I'm going to get less money, then I'm good to go. And I'm making up this number, guys, if you were paying me $1,500 to do the show, and initially you said I was supposed to be the headliner, and you say no, well, now you're not. As long as I'm still getting my $1,500, I really don't care where you put me, because I'm going to let my work speak for itself. When I go out there and the people are rolling out their seats, falling out on the floor, choking so hard, holding their stomach because they can't stop laughing, I really don't care where you put me. And when the next headliner that you have chosen, when they get to the stage, if the people are not rolling over laughing, if that person that comes after me feels like, oh my God, I don't even want to go after her because she had the audience out of their seats, giving her a standing ovation, that's all that matters. Monique needs to understand, focus on your talent and shut your mouth. She talks too much. She complains too much. It's always a problem. And I will agree with what DL Hugley said. He said, you had a problem with Oprah. First it was Oprah, then it was Tyler Perry, then it was Lee Daniels, and now it's me. He's like, pretty much, who's next? Who's next, Monique? At what point are you going to just go to work, be okay with going to work, do what you got to do, and then let your work do the talking for you instead of your mouth doing the talking? So you wasted people's cash who came to see you because they had to hear about your little HR complaint, okay, on the stage when you're supposed to be doing your show. So how are we going to close this thing out? We'll close this thing out this way and say this. Sometimes people, they're so used to complaining that they don't even know how to be happy, okay? Even when there's nothing to really complain about, they find something to complain about. And I think Monique has been having this feud with Oprah, Tyler Perry, and she just recently resolved it with Lee Daniels for so long. She's been in complaint mode for over a decade. She don't know how to shake it off and get out of complaint mode. We're going to need her to shake it off. We're going to need her to get herself together. We're going to need her to understand that, this is not a Rosa Parks situation. We don't need her to fight a battle for us that doesn't need to be fought at the moment. Right now, what we need you to do, Monique, is go out there, do your comedy, get great pay for what it is that you are doing. So that way, when the young comedian comes behind you, then you speak to her and you say, you know what? You're about to do that show. When you're doing these shows, don't let them give you anything less than XYZ. If they do give you something less than XYZ, then let's both talk to them. You're going to talk to them. I'll talk to them as your mentor to let them know that you are worth more. Or if you are doing a show to the young comedian, that's a female comedian that's behind her, if you are doing a show and there's a lot of male comedians in the show, try to find out what are your counterparts making. But be realistic. You can't do a show with Eddie Murphy and nobody knows your name and you expect to get the same amount of money as Eddie Murphy. It won't have anything to do with you just being a female. It will have everything to do with the fact that he is Eddie Murphy and we don't quite know your name yet. So pick the right battles. Fight the right battles, but when a battle there's nothing there that needs to be fought, Monique, let it go. Leave it alone. She's being messy now. She's doing the most. She's over the top. And I think that Monique is her own worst enemy. She thinks it's other people, but it's herself. And she always saying, oh, I want to teach the baby something. Well, we're going to need somebody to teach Monique. And it doesn't matter how old you are, you can still learn some lessons. And Monique, the biggest lesson she needs to learn is to shut her mouth. She did the most. And at the end of the day, it was a battle between her and DL Hugley. And as far as I'm concerned, all the receipts I saw, he won. He won. He showed the final contract. He said that her contract was full of crap pretty much because it was a contract from her own company. So she's running her mouth and then she can't back it up with no true receipts. He said he's done with it. This is the final word. And listen, he could have been done with it from the beginning because at the end of the day, all the promoters there, they put him on stage last. So girlfriend, where's your fight? Your fight is not with your fellow comedian. Your fight is with your producers, your promoters, and your management team. I had enough. Monique, please stop it. Listen, everybody, thanks for watching. Chat with me in the comments when you get an opportunity, and I will chat back. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next video. Now, what I want y'all to chat with me about before I close out, I meant to say this first, is are you Team Monique? Are you Team DL Hugley? Do you think that Monique is doing too much and she's doing the most right now? Chat with me, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.